Good morning, and welcome to SatHERday's with Shalimar J. I am your host, Shalimar Johnson, and I have an extraordinary woman with us on today. Her name is Shamika Dukes. She may look familiar to you because just last week I re aired an interview that I had with her and made reference to a project that she's got going. And oh my goodness, what an amazing project it is. Normally, I'll ask some questions and then the guest will answer and we'll go. But this time, because what she's doing is so phenomenal, I really want to draw attention to what it is that she's doing. And so Shamika will talk about her project and she will go over a few specifics. I am going to make sure that we also play, I call it a trailer, but I believe there's another technical term for it. Maybe is it the pitch video, I think you called it? I
Pitch
got it
video.
good. Okay. So we're going to play that, but without further delay, I just want to reintroduce Shamika Dukes and say, "Hey girl." So, hey girl,
Hey girl.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
I am absolutely amazing. So talk to us. Tell us what is it that you and God got going on this go around?
Girl, he got me busy. So again, Shamika Dukes. I have a project that the project that Shalimar is referencing is called Pieces, and it's a film project. This will be my first, it's my baby, my first screenplay that I've written. So I'm super, super excited and super, super nervous all at the same time. But it's been great. I mean, the experience has been great. I wouldn't, trade it for anything in the world. So anyway, Shalimar, you have the pitch video. So let's start with that and then we'll come back and talk a little more about it. What do you think?
I agree. Here we go, guys. Please pay close attention. It's good.
Hi, my name is Shamika Dukes. I am a newly published author, a first-time screenwriter, and today I want to tell you a little bit about my project, my film called Pieces. Pieces tells a story of a DC correctional officer's brokenhearted daddy's girl who decides to take a chance on love with an ex-felon. My goal is to create a film that transforms stereotypes about the power of faith, hope, and love, and one that proves that every person deserves a second chance. At the end of the day, I want to empower women that the greatest love of all can be found when they walk by faith.
Pieces is a story centered around a young black woman's journey and the relationships that she encounters living in the DC metro area. God gifts us with second chances. This movie embodies that. And in this climate right now, we need a little bit more love and healing. Your contribution, no matter the amount, will cover costs to make this project come to life.
Your contributions are not only creating a movie, but a hope movement that could improve and possibly save lives. Together, through faith, through this film, we can help mend broken hearts, homes, and shattered dreams. So please join me in making a pledge in any amount.
All right. So we are
Woo!
back. Amazing, amazing, guys. This is the film. It was something that was said that I really, really liked. Excuse me, and that was that a part of your focus, if not maybe one of the primary focuses of your film, is to what was it that you said? To mend broken hearts and homes, and
And
that
shattered
is
dreams.
and shattered dreams, and that is definitely something surprisingly, I guess, that we've always needed, even before our time, before we were even a thought in our parents' minds. there were broken homes, broken hearts, shattered dreams, and strategies were implemented in times past to help mend those broken hearts and repair those homes that are broken and pick the pieces of those shattered dreams. But as time progresses and as we grow as a world and as a nation, the needs change and the strategies, though the old way works, we need to add some new stuff to the old way. And going about things now through film is definitely a way to reach people where they are and in a way that they would understand and be willing to receive it versus, kind of going to what they used to call the shrink and sitting on the couch. Everyone then, and surely not
Right.
now, are
Right.
willing and wanting to do that. So I'm grateful for the film. And then there was also I believe it was the director, and she said something that resonated with me too. And she said, in this climate, we need a little more love. And that is true, especially with what the world has recently experienced. So with that being said, I want you to talk to us about, you know, how did this come together? I mean, I don't want you to talk to us and tell us how and tell us the movie, but how did Shamika get to the place and the point of I'm gonna do this film and where you want to go from here? I'm not gonna say much else unless I got a amen and a hallelujah in between. But talk to us about the funding because y'all, this stuff costs. Okay. And so he's got something going that will allow you to sew into what she's doing and to help this become a reality, not just for Shamika, but for others who would be benefiting from what she's doing. So go ahead, girl, take the floor.
Thank you. And I appreciate your feedback, just, from you watching the pitch video, kind of what came to your mind immediately. That's so special to hear that because that's exactly, the direction I'm going. You get the purpose of why we're doing this. But where did it start? So, for those who did watch the interview on the book that I wrote, the memoir, that was not planned. And so, same thing with the script. Um, except for the script, I was definitely more aggressively seeking to actually write the script, where with the book that just kind of dropped in my lap. But it goes back to the same motivation that was behind the book. I shared a piece of my diary, a piece of my writing, my poetry with a coworker, and I had never really been vocal about it, didn't really express, my writing to other people. And that one coworker came back and she said, "How many pieces did you have?" As she related to the poems, the collection of poems that I had written and that accumulated over 10 years. And so ever since she asked that question, she basically uncovered the seed that God planted so long ago. And I had been on this journey to just, try to be as obedient as possible and do what He's called me to do with this gift. The pieces that I've written, the collection of all these thoughts and concerns of where God met me and saved me from depression. So that's how Pieces started. And I'm glad you asked that because it's easy to get not lost, but it's easy to forget, right? To forget your why. And
Mm-hmm.
so that is my why. It's because, that one lady, she uncovered the seed, how many pieces do you have? And so, you can look at the perspective of pieces in so many different ways. I enjoy listening to other people's interpretation. And that's what's so powerful about film too. As everybody's not going to have the same, takeaway from the movie after they see it or perspective, but that's okay. My job is to, do what God told me to do with this gift, and He does the rest. So I'm so excited. That's how it got started. What else could I say about that? So contributions. So I am currently doing a crowdfunding campaign. What does that mean for those who have never heard of crowdfunding before? Actually, I didn't know until the last couple of years. It's when we get together. It's for filmmakers, especially the route that I'm going through, a platform called Kickstarter. And what we're doing is asking the community to get behind this project called Pieces. For those who believe in the message that will come out of this movie, which is the power of faith, love, and hope. So if you still believe in love and you believe that's real, and you believe in the power of faith and you believe that's real, and hope, then I'm asking you if you could stand with us, stand firmly with us, as the word says, and get behind this project with us. We would love for you to do that. Also, our mission is to empower women to walk by faith. Like the director Jennifer Kirkland had mentioned in the pitch video, in this climate, we need a little more love, a little more hope. And she's right. And, a little more faith. And so even believers, this film is for non-believers, it's for believers, it's for everyone. Even those who are believers, claim to believers, can be encouraged, inspired by the message in this movie. In talking with God and spending time with God, one thing that he has revealed to me is he wants me to expose the importance of having a relationship over religion. And so, but he also knows I want to come from a practical position, right? I don't want it to be so conservative, or I don't want it to be so churchy that other people can't relate to it. So I'm super excited. I'm going to share with you real encounters to a degree. With film, it's entertainment, so you have to, add your imagination to it. And I'm glad I thought of that, because while this film was inspired definitely by my memoir, which means it's inspired by my life. It's not a true story, but you will see, for those who have known my family or have gotten to know me, you will see people that I know, reflected in the movie. So as the pitch video mentioned, we have basically a daddy's girl, good girl, that falls in love with a bad boy, a street dude, basically. And her father is a correctional officer, a DC correctional officer. I'm the daughter of a DC correctional officer. So my dad's career working in a prison for 20 plus years, being in law enforcement for 30 something years, because he started in New York, where he's from, watching him, with his uniform on, he had the handcuffs, and I had to hear all the stories, of what he experienced. That all gave me, that all fueled the imagination that God gave me, and the vision, or the imagination for the vision that God gave me to execute this script. And I know we're going to execute the film. And so what we're asking everyone to do is help us take a piece of paper that, God gave me the vision to write everything down. Help us take a piece of paper to production. Help us take the piece of paper to filming. And so that's why we're asking for not donations, for contributions. I want to make sure that's clear. You can't do a write-off, a tax write-off, from making it a contribution. So I want to be clear about that. But to talk about the contributions, you can do that through, and I see the website is there, www.piecesthefilm.com. When you get there, you do have to set up an account. I received a lot of questions about that. You want to set up your account, because then that way Kickstarter, which is a platform that we're using, they will email you a confirmation of what your pledge is, which means how much you're actually making your contribution for. So you want that. You want to have, your paper trail for your records, for your financial purposes. Pledge amounts, once you go to the website, before you even set up your account, you can look to see all the different categories for the different thresholds of which you can make a contribution for. So one particular one, you start as low as $10. You can contribute as low as $10, and you go all the way up until whatever amount you want to go to. We are currently definitely seeking pledges at the associate producer level, which is $1,000, and the executive producer level, which is $5,000 and up. Now, with those two statuses, if you do make a pledge at that status, your name will be presented on the screen. You will get to see your name on the screen for the credits of the movie when we actually film the movie, which is really great. I think that's kind of cool, actually. A lot of people get excited about that. And so what else can I say? If you please make a contribution today, make a pledge today. Here's why. Your contributions will not come out of your account until June 18th. June 18th is our deadline. That's the date that Kickstarter is looking to see, okay, did the filmmaker for Pieces reach her goal of 29,000? When I do, on June 18th, that's when whatever amount you decided to go with will come out of your account, like your bank account, for example. It will not come out before then because Kickstarter doesn't want to get into the business of, okay, we took your money today, and maybe for somebody else, not for Shamika, but for somebody else's project, they didn't meet the goal, and then they have to do refunds. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be in the business of doing refunds. So that's why I'm just letting you know a little more about that. That's definitely a common question that I've received so far. And I'm going to stop and give you an opportunity, Shalimar. I'm not sure if you have any questions, just based on what I said.
Well, I do want to highlight some of the things that you said. So, guys, listen. First and foremost, it is www. It's right there on the screen. Piecesthefilm.com. piecesthefilm.com. Go there, okay? And the other part that I think is very important, and it is not because, you kind of want to give something and you don't really want to do it right away, but the mere fact that you've got some time before it's extracted from your account is a good thing because it gives you more opportunity to kind of make plans, arrange it, especially if you plan on giving a large donation and you just don't want to do it all at once. June 18th is the date that the funds will come out. So I want you to remember that. You're giving it today, you're pledging today, rather. You're saying, yes, I support you, I'm backing you, this is the amount that I want to give. And do that, please. And remember, it will not come out right away once you enter all of your information in the system, your card information and so forth. Don't think of it as just a charge that's coming out right then. Again, the 18th of June is the date that it will be extracted, and it will come out only if she reaches her goal. And her goal is $29,000. And she's asking that everyone come together and help her highlight God. I don't know any other way to be excited about giving than that, aside from in your own, church and so forth. But you're helping a woman who is out here doing things for the kingdom, who is wanting to empower others and inspire others. Why not? You give money for other stuff. I'm just saying. I mean, women, our hair, the hair that isn't even ours, alone costs a few $100s. Okay.
This is true. This is true. This is true.
You sacrifice. And I'm speaking to the person who's like, oh man, I don't know if I've got it. And she didn't say everybody has to give a certain amount. It starts at $10. No one is telling you, you better give me this amount.
Right.
We're asking for your help. But if you can, will you? Can you use this as your donation? If you normally give to different organizations, can you do something different this time and say, you know what? Let me go ahead and let me give this contribution here. Let me do it in this direction. And then you can see the fruit of your giving. You're going to see the film. And if you give at the executive and associate level, baby, your name is going to be in the credits on the screen as executive producer. I mean, does it get any better than that? You can put that on your resume. I am
Yeah,
an
you
executive
get
producer.
bragging. You get bragging rights.
Yes, and they will be true. And if someone is checking you like, girl or guy, whatever, okay, you don't believe me? How about we go to this little film and, oh, that's my name? Ah, so I am an executive producer. And that will never go away because that's the truth. And
Right.
so if you will, I admonish you to consider giving, so that this can come to fruition. So I wanted to, again, like I said, I just wanted to throw a couple of highlights of the information that you presented to us out there. Now, I'm going to move over just very quickly to something else. The book. If you're kind of like, okay, she's saying this is connected to the book. I've not ever read the book. How do I even know that I might even see any kind of interest in the film if there is some sort of connection? I remember she embellished it a little bit, but it is based off of the book. The book is good. That's all I can say. The book is amazing. It is Dukes Up and Faith for Every Round. Well, I have to add that it's a memoir, right? That's at the bottom of it too. Dukes Up and Faith for Every Round, a
That would
memoir.
be the complete formal name, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Purchase the book. How do they purchase the book, Shamika?
They can go to Amazon.com or you can go to ShamikaDukes.com and you'll find all the information about the book and about whatever else I'm doing for, current projects and things like that. So, but Amazon.com, you can't go wrong going there.
All right, get the book. And even I got it on my Kindle, as a matter of fact. You can get a digital version of it if you don't want to wait
Yes,
for it to be
you can
mailed.
get a paperback, you can get a Kindle version, and you can get an Audible version as well. So if you want to have someone read it to you, or if you're in the car for a long period of time, or you're about to go on summer vacation, you can listen to it. And of course, the price ranges, fluctuate. The price starts looking better if it's Audible, and then if it's a Kindle, and then it's like 14 for the paperback. But I do want to, so thank you for that. I do want to say something else going back to the pledges. Another reason why we're asking everyone if they can to do it today. I think we've already, emphasized why today, because it's not going to come out of your funds will not come out of your account right away until the 18th. Also, we're currently at about, last time I looked, about 5,100 or so, shy of, a little over 5,000. And again, we're trying to get to 29,000. The more people that back the project now, then we're closing that gap. You will be surprised how many more people will back the project when they see how close we are to our goal. A lot of people have told me, Shamika, I'm going to make the contribution, but give me a few weeks or give me a couple days, which I've already told them your funds aren't coming out of your account. So I'm not really sure what's stopping them. But I think sometimes some people do want to see that number closer. They feel like it's not worth their time if there's such this big gap, right? So 5,000 and 29,000, we have a long way to go, right? So I encourage you, if you already know, based on what you've heard, you've seen the pitch video, if you believe in it, if you know now you believe in the project, I'm going to ask you if you could go ahead, please, and go ahead and make your pledge today so we can close that gap and get those who are on the fence to also make their pledge so that we can have this film made. The other thing is, yes, it's very exciting if you pledge executive producer or associate producer level so you can see your name, on the big screen. That's really cool. But even if you don't pledge those levels, there's still just something very exciting and powerful about that to me, that you're still going to be able to say, like, when this movie gets made, I'm a part of the reason. You are an integral piece to why the film pieces will be made. And there's definitely something in it, not only for you, but for everyone. It's truly a gift. I mean, it's something that was given to me. So it's not something that I came up with all on my own. It's all because of the grace of God and what He deposited in me. And so I'm telling you, if He gave it to me and I put it back out there the way that He tells me to, it's gonna be great. It's gonna change lives. Let me touch on this too. I know we talked about the film being about love, faith, and hope, but it's about incarceration. And it's not just incarceration in the literal sense. It's also, it sheds light to people being incarcerated mentally, being incarcerated spiritually. And so I just, we just need that. We need that to be exposed, because there are a lot of things that people don't talk about. There are a lot of things that people are dealing with and that they need to be free from. And so, again, I really encourage you to get behind this. If you are a woman or a man of faith, you believe in God, you're saved, or even if you don't believe in God and you're curious and something is, there's something stirring up in you right now, I ask you, go ahead and make the pledge, because this is not your average faith-based movie. We're going to laugh. There's going to be a little bit of romance, but there's going to be I can't tell you everything. I got to
No,
leave
no,
something.
no. Yeah. All right. You all have got a lot. Okay. You have received information from the source themselves, the writer, the screenwriter, the author of the book that has inspired the film, live in full effect. How many of you can say that you've actually been able to help a director, a screenwriter, a producer, an author put something together. And if you have, do it again. I am so grateful for you today, Shamika. When we first had our first interview, we weren't talking about a film at all. It was just Dukes Up. And look at what God has done. And if this not is not an inspiration to anyone in terms of doing the everything, and I know that that's not grammatically correct. I'm giving it a now. You're
Just
doing
let
the
it go.
everything, okay? If this doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. Please be inspired to continue to push and press and be available to hear God. Be in a position where you can hear Him and know it's Him and be able to continue to follow through with what He's instructed you to do. And then you end up successful just like her. You may not be a screenwriter, you may not be an author, but you'll be whatever God desires for you to be as
For
long as you
sure.
stay in His will, just
For
like
sure.
she did. Just like she did a year ago. And here we are, right? And so, again, I'm going to give the information, and it is right on the screen. I'm pointing to it, but I'm going to say it aloud so that you can go there. www.piecesthefilm.com. That is where you will go so that you can show screenwriter Shamika Dukes your support. All right, guys, please make sure that you do this for her. You will not be disappointed. I promise you, you will not. I'm saying it out of my mouth so you can come back and say something to me about it. You will not be surprised, and you will not, well, you will be surprised because it'll be great, but you will not regret it. Okay. So until next time, I will see you same time, same place. Bye, guys.
Bye.